So I wanted to kind of break down some of the best setups that you can have on some of your older iPhones. Now, I've made 30,000 tutorials on how to change your app icons and how to, put the best wallpapers. Now, we'll have links in the description to some of those videos, but in this specific video, I want to showcase some things where you can actually optimize your older iPhones and actually get the best type of performance and the best type of layout for your device. Now, like I said, if you want to change your app icons, all this stuff, links are down in the description for those. But first of all, for phones like the iPhone 8s, phones with IPS panels and different devices like this, there's a particular thing that you can do on these iPhones to actually give yourself the best performance. Now, in my opinion, an older iPhone is something like an iPhone 8, maybe like an iPhone 10, iPhone 6s, 7, those types of devices. Now, one thing that I will always see on many people, they just do this on their phones, is to throw as many widgets as possible on their display. Now, I think that's totally okay. If you don't care about optimizing your device, then go for it. But one of the best things I always recommend doing for people who have any type of phone, especially these older ones, is to limit the amount of widgets they have, not only on their home screens, but also on their side panel. With phones like the iPhone 8 that have 2 gigabytes of RAM, you have to remember that these devices have to load up all these widgets in the background. So the favorite thing and just an easy way to go ahead and kind of, lengthen the lifespan of that phone in terms of performance and battery life is to not only remove as many widgets that you're using on your home screens, like if you have a random widget, just go ahead and remove them, but also going all the way to the side and removing the widgets here too. Now that's kind of the opposite of a setup video, but in my experience, deleting these widgets actually does do a pretty good job at actually limiting the amount of things that your phone has to load up in the background. Now, on top of that, another thing I recommend doing is going through on iOS 16 devices, as I mentioned before, and then limiting the amount of home screens that you're actually using on this device. Now, I have an iPhone 12 Pro here, and as you can see, you can go ahead and hold down here and you can make as many lock screens as possible. If you're rocking an older phone, I would not recommend doing that at all. That is going to be giving you a really weird experience on iOS 16. If you don't have iOS 16, then that doesn't really apply to you, but I would not recommend having a ton of different wallpapers and different lock screens because that does kind of affect your specific phone and the battery life and the performance of that device as well. Now, another thing I want to go and showcase to people who have maybe like an iPhone 10, a 10s, or even like an iPhone 11 Pro, those devices, even though they're not super old, from my understanding, they are a little bit different because they're kind of aging up and you kind of have to like go down and do that a little bit. They're kind of like aging up a little bit, but the issue that we have with the iPhone 10, especially with this device, but the cool thing about those iPhones is that they have OLED displays. So because of that, what I would recommend doing is actually going through and utilizing the dark pixels and darkening your wallpaper and darkening your setup overall to actually give yourself better battery life. With the OLED screens, whatever black pixels there are, they are not actually activated. So what you can do for any type of iPhone you have that has an OLED display, you can do this on any iPhone, but with OLED displays specifically, make your way over to your settings, click on display, and not only turn on dark mode, which that in and of itself is awesome, but also get a wallpaper that is actually dark as well. In my opinion, like I said before, having these dark pixels not only makes your phone look better, but a lot of people have proven that OLED displays with a dark wallpaper will actually go ahead and increase its battery life as well. So that is something I would recommend doing, and those are pretty much the main things to do. If you want the best type of setup for longevity and performance and battery life, those are two different things. So you can do it on an IPS iPhone, but with iPhones with OLED displays, that's another thing I'd recommend doing as well. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.